It's cold this morning. Temperatures are in the 30s. You definitely want to coat. Things warm up, though, later today with lots of action this week. Your extended forecast is coming up.
Questions still loom after the death of a Texas A&M student in Austin. What her mother has to say about the investigation.
A woman is critically injured after a hit-and-run accident on the west side of town. Now her family is speaking out and seeking justice. We have the very latest in this investigation.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And a good morning to everyone out there as we welcome you on this Tuesday. I'm RJ Marquez.
And I am Daphne Gray, and let's get out the door with meteorologist Justin Horn. Weather Authority.
Chilly.
Look at that, 37 degrees.
Yes.
That's 5 degrees hotter than freezing.
Just barely. You're right.
Something like that.
As my good friend Mike Ostrage used to say, it's a grilled cheese and tomato soup type forecast.
I love that.
This morning. It is going to warm up, though. I will tell you that this afternoon. Let's first start with a look outside. We've got mostly clear skies this morning. 37 degrees. At the airport, 35 in New Braunfels, 36 Converse, 34 in Bernice. You'll notice none of these numbers, as Daphne pointed out, are quite down to freezing. We don't expect freezing numbers this morning. It's just going to be a cold start. I will point your attention, though, to this column here, and that is the wind chill. This is what it feels like. We only have a north wind at 8, but it feels like 31 here in town. It feels like 30 in New Braunfels, 31 Converse, so it is definitely jacket weather to start. 52 noontime, 58 at 2 o'clock. We see sun today, which I know we did not see yesterday, so that's a bit of a change. We're up to 59 for a high. It'll feel okay this afternoon, and it actually gets even warmer as we get into tomorrow. Ups and downs, though, this week, and we got a strong cold front Thursday. This one definitely means business. We're going to be back in the 40s by Thursday and potentially Friday, too, with showers, drizzle, just kind of a damp, cold forecast. That definitely is grilled cheese and tomato soup type weather by the end of the week. But the good news here is that the weekend, we come right back into the warmth and sun. So there are many ups and downs. We'll show you that roller coaster ride coming up. But we've had some issues on the roads this morning. Let's get over to your traffic authority, RJ Marquez.
All right, thank you very much, Justin. Yes, we'll update you on that situation, that car fire in East Bexar County here in just a bit. But I want to show you your inbound drive times right now. Things are looking pretty good. A lot of green on our screen here. 30 minutes coming in on the southeast side. That's going to be for all of our drivers in Floresville. 19 minutes coming down 281. Our biggest concern is going to be our outbound traffic actually going out to the New Braunfels area. But we'll show you a map here in just a bit and kind of give you some details there. Real quick, we are in the process of clearing out this one car fire that was over on the I-10. This is going to be in the access road right there at FM 1516. So take a look. Those are our main lanes of 10 East. This is not affecting that, but we still have that tow truck on the scene. We were told that the driver was injured during that crash, and then ultimately that car caught on fire. So we'll continue to gather more details on that. 1604 Redland Road. We do have reports of a stalled vehicle over by Boulevardy. This is going to be for our drivers in the north side of town, but that camera there, Redland Road, showing that traffic is moving along. Let's take it to the northeast side right now, because we just mentioned we are back to reality, y'all. If you're waking up with us, about to step outside, you definitely want to give yourself a little bit more time if you're headed down on 35 South over by Randolph Boulevard. South of Topperwine Road is where we're seeing the most construction activity. You do see some lights there off to the distance. So this is going to be our biggest concern as we make our way through our 6 o'clock hour. We'll continue to talk about all this construction returning for our drivers on the northeast side of town. Let's go to Devin now with our top story.
Good morning, I'm Devin Karp, and we're expecting to hear more from Austin police this morning after the death of a Texas A&M student from Laredo, where she was found dead outside of an apartment complex just west of the UT campus. For now, the mother of 19-year-old Brianna Aguilera, Stephanie Rodriguez, tells KSAT that she's been hearing inconsistent information from Austin police. Rodriguez told us that officials believe her daughter's fatal 17-story fall was either an accident or a suicide attempt. However, Austin police say that Aguilera's death is not being investigated as a homicide because so far there's nothing suspicious. Investigators are now waiting on an autopsy to determine the exact cause. Rodriguez says her daughter was not suicidal. She was making plans, working towards law school, and had called her mom after the Aggie Longhorn game this past weekend.
I'm traumatized right now at how they're treating this. My daughter deserves justice. I want to know what happened. Why wasn't I notified? Why weren't things done the way that they're usually done in an investigation, especially a death?
We asked Austin police about this, and they told us, quote, the case is still under investigation and cause of death hasn't been ruled on at this time, end quote. A spokesperson for the Texas A&M University said they do not have a statement to share at this time. For now, coming to you live, I'm Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thank you, Devin. 6:04 right now. We ain't got no suspect or suspect vehicle information at this time. That's what a family of a mother of three facing right now as she fights for her life in a medically induced coma. Now, 32-year-old Alexandra Rodriguez was the victim of a hit and run on November 8th. Police say that she made it home to her apartment on the west side when someone leaving hit her as they pulled out and left her for dead.
And he tried to leave, and he crashed into the gate, and when he couldn't leave, he got off and started walking. So the passenger got in the driver's seat and waited till the gates opened for them to drive off.
Family tells us that she has 2 skull fractures, and she's now had surgery twice. They hope that her recovery will progress, but in the meantime, they're all trying to fill the role of mom for Alexandra's 10, 16, and 17-year-old sons. So far, San Antonio police don't have any idea who did this. And today we got a 22-year-old man waking up in the Bexar County Jail facing a murder charge. Salim Abidi is linked to a deadly shooting that happened Saturday night near West Avenue and Blanco Road. That's where SAPD officers found a 46-year-old man with gunshot wounds. He was pronounced dead at the scene, and according to the preliminary report, witnesses report seeing Abidi running away and going into a nearby home. He now faces a $350,000 bond.
Well, a San Antonio mother facing several charges after she was accused of driving under the influence and injuring 6 children that were riding with her. Now, the question this morning is whether CPS will step in this case. We also learned that she's had some serious trouble behind the wheel before, and we're talking about her right here. This is 31-year-old Brittany Winston, who was speeding on Benzigelman Road Friday under the influence of both drugs and alcohol when she lost control of that vehicle and crashed into a pole. Investigators confirmed that all 6 of those children are her own kids. Court records show that this is not the first time she's had a run-in like this. She faced charges after a separate crash just last year, and her license was temporarily suspended back in 2013.
Amanda Uvalde will spend the next 10 years in jail for having child pornography. He's 38-year-old Gabriel Garcia, and according to court documents, he had more than 60 explicit images and at least 6 videos on his phone. Police arrested Garcia in November of 2022, and he pleaded guilty in June of 2023.
Okay, well, if you're about to step out right now, you can definitely feel the chill outside this morning. CPS Energy, though, telling us that it's finished all the maintenance needed to keep power reliable this holiday season. The company says that it has over 11,000 megawatts available for its customers across the San Antonio area. Now, 1 megawatt can power about 250 homes on average. The company says that their power plants got upgrades to protect against freezing and that they are using smart tech and drones to spot problems early on.
We are ready for anything that Mother Nature has to throw at us this winter, but I'm proud of the fact that it's been quite some time since we've had a winter or summer event that has impacted our customers, and we hope to keep it that way this winter season.
That, of course, was CPS Energy CEO Rudy Garza. Now, CPS also reminding you to keep an eye on your thermostats and that CPS will not disconnect accounts for non-payment during extreme weather conditions.
Lawyers for Sean Diddy Combs trying to stop a release of a new Netflix docuseries due to that is out today. The series contains never-before-seen footage of Combs debating strategy with his lawyers in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last year. Now, Combs' lawyers are demanding Netflix pull the series, threatening legal action and claiming that Netflix is using stolen footage that was never authorized for release. The series is executive produced by Combs' longtime rival Curtis 50 Cent Jackson and director Alex Stapleton, who say that they obtained the footage legally and have the necessary rights. The White House is standing by a U.S. admiral's decision to strike a Venezuelan drug smuggling vessel in September, saying that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth approved it. However, reports say that a second strike targeted survivors, raising questions about the legality under international law. Lawmakers from both parties are investigating while the White House confirms the strikes were authorized. President Donald Trump previously said that he was unaware of the second strike. Want you to check your flights right now if you or someone you know is traveling today, because we've got a powerful new cross-country storm slamming tens of millions from Midwest to the Northeast with heavy snow and ice, causing widespread travel disruptions. At least 22 states are under alerts, including New Jersey, where their governor declared a state of emergency this morning. Milwaukee is also declaring a snow emergency, and across the country got more than 8,300 flights being delayed and more than 500 canceled so far.
All right, let's talk about our San Antonio Spurs. The Silver and Black are back in San Antonio, looking to bounce back after a loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves on Sunday night. Again, this is their first home game at the Frostbank Center in more than a week or so. They're taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. Tip-off set for 7 o'clock from the Frostbank Center. Go Spurs, go.
All right, outside with Ike. And by the way, real quick, RJ, when do we get Wemby back? Is it another week or so?
Maybe a week.
Okay.
Wemby and Castle.
Yes, can't wait for that. All right, it is cold out there. Temperature's sitting at 37 right now. We've got a roller coaster ride ahead. We're going to see a lot of ups and downs this week. We'll show you the numbers and the rain chances too coming up.
Today is Giving Tuesday, but sadly, there are some people out there trying to take advantage of your generosity. Up next, the telltale signs that a so-called charity is really just a scam.
We're emptying everything out because of the fire.
And after a weekend fire at a local church, a San Antonio food pantry is out of service for the foreseeable future. Coming up, we're going to walk through what happened and tell you how you can help these folks out.
Good morning, I'm Devin Karp, coming to you live on a Tuesday, but not just any Tuesday, it's Giving Tuesday, an important day for charities across the nation to fundraise efforts for their causes. But just because a charity has a cause with a good name, you want to make sure that you're donating your money to the actual right place. Websites like Charity Navigator and the Better Business Bureau's Give.org make it easy to compare your groups and see just how your money is actually being used. You can also check out a charity's own website for its mission, board members, and recent financial reports. That kind of transparency means that your donation is in good hands if you can easily find it. If you can't find it, that might be a red flag to consider when you're making your donations. If someone calls, texts, or emails you asking for a donation, well, don't rush, be skeptical. They might not be coming from an honest place if they are outreaching to you specifically about something. And of course, you don't have to just give your money to make a difference. A lot of these nonprofits can use a lot of volunteering hours, whether that's for something simple as loading and unloading items or providing your skills specifically to help the organization out with something that they need. Volunteering can let you firsthand see some of the need within your community if you're donating within San Antonio without having to break open the wallet. For some other options, you can check online at KSAT.com. For now, we'll send it back to y'all. Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
We got a local food pantry damaged by fire, continuing to try to help serve hundreds of families. And today, as Rivers of Hope Ministries look for a temporary space, Avery Everett takes us inside what's left.
We have people waiting on us to serve them.
Their food distribution usually runs like clockwork. But this week, the rush for Rivers of Hope Ministries wasn't just about serving families. It was also about clearing out in time.
We're emptying everything out because of the fire.
Stacy Rivers says the fire started early Sunday morning at Grace Fellowship Baptist Church off Eckerd Road near Marshall High School. This is where her ministry and its food pantry operate.
These two offices got the worst of it.
We walked with her for the first time on Monday to see the damage.
Oh yeah, look at that.
She says for the contractor to assess what was lost, the church's building needs to be empty. That's why she led volunteers to give out all the food they've stocked up and saved to a line of cars.
It's very important right now with the economy and everything going on for us to continue to serve the people. Hopefully we will come back stronger and bigger than ever.
In the last few months, Stacy says Rivers of Hope has gone from serving 50 families a month to 250 families a month.
Have a blessed day.
That's why she's hoping someone with space will let them set up soon.
And we're looking, honestly, for somewhere for the food pantry to operate temporarily.
Until they find a new place to land, Stacy and Terry Rivers say the work won't stop. Because the need won't either. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
Yes, please. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much for that, Avery. And let's give you an update right now on the traffic because we're starting to see things pick up across the city of San Antonio. First of all, 151 right there, 410, that's going to be over by Hunt Lane. Reports of a stalled vehicle. Seeing some delays also now for our drivers coming in 90 eastbound. But let's focus in more on the northeast side right now because we're seeing a couple different things, including an accident that just popped up. And now we're seeing stop and go traffic over here, 35 south at Judson Road. That's going to be a major concern for our drivers. We're going to continue to track that situation. 1604 Bulverde Road, traffic is starting to move along there after a disabled vehicle. And another reminder, we do have a Spurs game day tonight, 7 o'clock versus the Grizzlies. Expecting traffic around the Frostbank Center, East Houston Street, Walter Street, 35 and 10. Going to be a little bit busy tonight as our Spurs return home to the Frosty. Let's go over to our Weather Authority meteorologist Justin Horn for a check of today's forecast.
The Frosty.
The Frosty. It's frosty outside.
That's appropriate, I suppose. Let's go outside before you look out over the airport this morning. We have clear skies, and that is a change from yesterday, where it was cloudy and cold most of the day. Now, it is cold, but we're going to see the sun pop out, and that means warmer temperatures this afternoon. 37 right now, feels like 31 when you factor in that north breeze at 8. 36 in Converse, feels like 31 there. Stinson's checking in at 39, feels like 34. It is cold across the board. I did want to talk about the first freeze. We are not there. We do not expect to be there this morning in San Antonio. We have not had a freeze yet. But you look at the average first freeze, it's usually around November 30th for us. We are now past that date. And look, that's just an average. We've gone well into December before without hitting freezing. So far, so good. Now, the cities circled in yellow, those are places that have touched freezing so far this year, or this season, I should say. Hondo, Curvo, Fredericksburg, and Junction. Rock Springs has been awful close and may get there this morning, which is about on schedule. Bus stop forecast. If you're heading out the door right now, please bundle up. Temperatures are in the mid-30s. We may drop a degree or two more, mostly clear and cold, but mild this afternoon, 59. You still may want a light jacket, but it will be far more comfortable than yesterday. 61 in Helotes today, 60 in Bernie, 62 in Comfort, 61 will be the high in Hondo, and 57 your high in Gonzales. Everyone dealing with mostly clear skies. Futurecast shows clouds will increase tomorrow. This is Wednesday at 4 o'clock. No rain tomorrow and still warm, but that all changes on Thursday as a cold front slides through. Gusty winds Thursday morning, and then we'll get some showers and drizzle and just sort of damp, cold conditions Thursday and possibly into Friday as well. I do think rain comes to an end by probably midday Friday, and then we do get a chance to clear out this weekend. So 65 tomorrow, 45 though on Thursday. That's that big change. 50 on Friday and 70 Saturday, 68 Sunday. A lot of back and forth there. Those temperatures jumping by 20 degrees in some cases from day to day. So don't get caught off guard. But Thursday and Friday definitely kind of dreary and cold.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Justin. 6:20 right now. We're looking at 37 degrees outside.
We're talking about a Miss Universe moment that you didn't see coming. The fall, the walkout, and the clapback that went viral. Now the newly crowned winner tells ABC News what really happened and why she refused to stay quiet.
In this morning's GMA First Look, one-on-one with Miss Universe.
When the crown is placed on your head, what was that like for you?
This year's Miss Universe pageant served up plenty of drama and intrigue, from Miss Jamaica literally tumbling off the stage to the viral walkout led by Miss Mexico, Fatima Bosch, after standing up to a pageant official who called her a dumbhead.
If you follow the order from your national director, you are dumbhead.
Bosch sat down with ABC News for her first interview since her win to set the record straight.
A lot of people online felt you were standing up to a bully.
Yeah, and I couldn't stay quiet because in every case, your dignity is more important than any prize.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more of our interview with Miss Universe. With your GMA First Look, I'm Hannah Battah, ABC News, New York.
All right, your pollen count for today, 3,420. It's in the high category, down a little bit from the previous days. We'll get the new pollen count in here in about an hour. And your Just Ask Justin question this morning has to do with wind chill, which we have this morning. But I want to know, what are the two conditions that must be met in order to have a wind chill? A temperature below 60 and wind above 5 miles per hour, below 50 and a wind at 3 miles per hour, below 40 or above 10 miles per hour, or below 32 in cold winds. A lot to ingest there. But we have one that's clear leader. You can vote ksat.com/Polsky, QR code VOTE.
In a couple days, the bathroom bill goes into effect. And what that basically means is that no matter how you identify with your gender, you have to use the restroom of your biological sex in certain state-owned or public restrooms. We talk about the fines connected to violating this law and specifically how UTSA is complying. Plus, he's making a list and checking it twice. And we're talking about all the places that Santa Claus plans to visit so that he can give all the kiddos in our area a chance to take a picture with him and to visit with him. And for all of our parents out there at 6:30, we're going to tell you all the things you need to know and where to go from this long list for the perfect family holiday photo.
It'll be a roller coaster ride this week. Warmer today and tomorrow, but a cold front means much colder weather and rain by Thursday.
2 days left until the bathroom bill goes into effect across the state of Texas. We're going to tell you everything you need to know about city, county buildings, plus also how UTSA is already responding this morning.
Well, even though it's cold outside, you may want to step out of your car and go ahead and fill up that gas tank. That's because gas prices are going up. We'll tell you why.
And today is Giving Tuesday, an important day for nonprofits across the country. But before you break out your wallet, make sure that you're giving to the right place and not getting scammed.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
All right, 6:30 right now on this Giving Tuesday. Thanks so much for waking up with us. Obviously, we're going to get into our traffic authority world. But first, speaking of giving, meteorologist Justin Horn with our weather authority giving those cooler temperatures this morning.
Yeah, it is cold. It is cold, Japhanie. We're at 37 degrees right now. We may slip a degree or two more before it's all said and done this morning. We are not expected to get down to freezing. But we do have wind chill values in the low 30s. As we look outside, a little bit of light on the horizon. We are at 37, but it feels like 31. New Braunfels has slipped to 35. Bernie is right on the cusp. So far, we have not fallen to freezing there. 39 right now at Stinson with a wind chill of 34. It is almost big jacket type weather. But I will tell you, it warms up today. We actually see some sun, and that is a change from yesterday. 52 noontime, we're up to 59 for a high this afternoon. A lot of places will hit that 60-degree mark, and tomorrow will be even a little bit warmer. We're up to 65, but it is a roller coaster ride this week. Warm tomorrow, cold on Thursday. We get a cold front, cold and rainy. That'll be the case on Friday too before we jump back up to 70 on Saturday and near 70 on Sunday. So get ready for that roller coaster ride. We'll talk about rain chances and when you might see those and how much you may see coming up in just a couple minutes. But we head out to the roads now as you walk out the door this morning for work and school. How's it looking, RJ?
All right, looking pretty good, Justin. Don't hurt yourself on that roller coaster, man. Sure. That's pretty cool. All right, 27 minutes right now. We're coming in from the far west side. Castroville for all of our drivers out over on 90 eastbound traffic. 25 minutes coming in far northwest side. Bernie, 27 coming in from the New Braunfels area. And that's actually a pretty interesting development here on the northeast side of town because I just saw this incident right here. It looked like we had a pretty serious crash over here, 35 south of Judson Road, but that has actually been cleared out. So this is good news for our drivers who've been kind of dealing with some overnight construction that unfortunately has made its return after the holiday weekend. But traffic right now, 35 both directions, looking pretty good for our drivers out there. 1604 Redland Road. We did have an incident over by Bulverde earlier, but it looks like things are starting to clear out there as well. The rest of the city is looking pretty good. No major issues. Did have a stalled vehicle over on the side of 151 at 410, but nothing too serious that's going to hold you back too much. We're going to continue to track the very latest when it comes to your morning commute, give you more updates, especially on the northwest side of town, coming up just a bit. Well, new this morning, a woman recovering after someone drove by and shot her in the hip while she was walking. So San Antonio police say that this happened just after 2 o'clock this morning on South Cross Boulevard near Pecan Grove Drive. So they say that this woman was just walking home from her parents' house when a dark-colored car drove past her and someone inside that vehicle shot her, hitting her in the hip. She walked back to her parents' apartment where she called for help. She is expected to be okay, and detectives are working to find out more information.
About 30 UTSA students are waking up in a new dorm this morning because of a state law going into effect in 2 days. Senate Bill 8, known as the bathroom bill, prevents transgender people from using certain state-owned or public bathrooms that don't match their biological sex. It affects the city buildings, schools, and universities. The UTSA says that they asked students to move not because of transgender roommates, but due to opposite sexes in co-ed dorms.
They're separating brothers and sisters, they're separating couples. You choose to live with who you want to live with, and they're taking that choice away.
So this change comes during finals. Schools face fines up to $25,000 and more if they don't follow the law. Now, UTSA did send a statement to us saying, quote, Texas Senate Bill 8 does not require students to move dorms. The law regulates access to multi-occupancy restrooms, locker rooms, and similar facilities based on sex assigned at birth, end quote.
Well, new developments this morning to a story that we've been following very closely. The San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo has made a new rule for 2026 following the cancellation of an important event, a qualifying event in Uvalde. The top 10 competitors now in 4 events that were completed in Uvalde will qualify for the rodeo. The others, including steer wrestling and barrel racing, will have their top 10 determined by their current year money earned. The event was canceled back a few weeks ago due to an outbreak of EHV-1, that is a serious horse disease. And this morning, a San Antonio man facing charges in the deaths of 2 babies that were years apart. KSAT is asking questions about why these cases have taken years to move forward. This man's name is Rick Artis. He was in court on Monday. He's accused of the death of a baby back in 2018. The case was dismissed, though, in 2023, but then reopened a few months later. Court records show that Artis was a fugitive after that. Then this year, Artis was charged after investigators say that a 9-month-old died in his care. KSAT has asked the Bexar County Sheriff's Office why it took so long for Artis to be rearrested after the case against him was reopened 2 years ago. We are told that they are still looking into it.
Could the speed limit soon get lowered in parts of San Antonio? That's a question, and that could be decided today. We've told you about District 7 Councilwoman Marina Alderete Gavito proposing a policy that would reduce the default speed limit in neighborhoods from 30 miles per hour to 25. Her council consideration request would prioritize neighborhoods within a quarter-mile radius of schools, community centers, and parks. Today's 2 p.m. City Council meeting, the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee will hold its regular meeting at City Hall beginning. We'll keep you updated on what will happen going forward. The former president of the Alamo Trust says that a tweet and a dissertation led to her forced resignation. She's now suing, saying that powerful people are trying to silence opposing voices. Back in October, the Alamo's official account posted on X about indigenous people, drawing criticism from the Texas Land Commissioner for being woke. Then she says Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick asked her to resign after reading her 2023 dissertation on historical sites and social studies education.
Why is that becoming a thing now in 2025? And so to me, it doesn't pass the smell test.
Do you have a theory about why now?
I think that they wanted me out.
Now, Rogers says that she's suing to bring to light what she believes is a violation of the First Amendment. We reached out to the parties named in the suit. None had any comment, and KSAT has not heard back from the Lieutenant Governor's office. A bitter dispute in Live Oak. Now we have on one side, we got a local business owner, and then on the other side, the town's police chief. Now, a police department. In June, we got a Live Oak officer captured on his own body-worn camera mocking Damon Foley and his entertainment venue, Uncharted Adventures. The footage shows Officer Jacob Esquivel falsely accusing the business of hiding money from comptroller's office and serving alcohol to minors.
They'll have like card tournaments and shit here. Yeah. So they're doing poker. They're skimming on the top of that too.
Tonight on the Night Beat, hear from the infuriated business owner and find out why he ended up in handcuffs.
Good morning, I'm Devin Karp, and for this Giving Tuesday, there's a lot of great charities out there with good names, but it's important that you double check where your money's going to be going before you start sending off some of your donations. A name might sound like a worthy cause, but you might want to double check their background before you send donations to anywhere here for this Giving Tuesday. You can go to different websites like Charity Navigator and the Better Business Bureau's Give.org to make sure it's easy to compare organizations while providing a glimpse into just exactly how your donations would work.
This will tell you how much money went into services or program expenses, and you can compare that to administrative costs and fundraising. Some low-rated charities have names that sound like those of high-rated ones. If you're solicited, ignore the email or text message or simply hang up the phone.
The best nonprofits spend their money on the mission itself, ideally spending around 75% of their funds on their cause and around 25% of their funds on overhead. When it comes to giving online platforms like GoFundMe, we all have things that we enjoy and trust, but we make sure that you know the person personally before you donate to any causes. That way you make sure you can know exactly where your money's going, and at the end of the day, there are plenty of ways to give back to nonprofit causes you care about, including volunteering. We'll have more on that coming up later today, but for now, I'll send it back to y'all. Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thank you, Devin. 6:39 right now, happening tomorrow, Wednesday, December 3rd, at 11 a.m. KSAT Community live for a town hall that could save you extra headaches this holiday season. Please join KSAT Stephanie Sarda and experts from RBCFU, RBFCU, and the Better Business Bureau will be here to share how to protect yourself, recover from scams, and spot the most common holiday tricks. You can share your story at ksatcommunity.com, and your questions could be answered live in our town hall with the experts.
Outside with live cam at 6:39, 37 degrees, still cold. We got clear skies, sun is beginning to come up. It's going to be a crisp, cold morning. There's a lot of weather across the East Coast. Rain and snow, some big issues off to our east. When will we see some rain? I'll show you coming up.
And traffic this morning building on the northwest side of town. We're going to give you an update on the situation over by Bandera Road, over by Braun Road in just a bit, and also give you an update for all of our drivers headed through the downtown area. Jeff?
Gas prices have been lower over the past few days, but could they go back up sooner than you think? Up next, if you should fill up now or wait until later.
Well, many people have been paying less to fill up their tanks lately. However, listen up, things are about to change. So we talked to the head of the petroleum analysis for Gas Buddy, and he says after the big decline that we had last week, don't be surprised if you start seeing the prices pop higher this week. So that's because Texas, Colorado, the Great Lakes, Florida, these are all markets that engage in that price cycling, which is a 1.5 to 2 week cycle.
Prices plummet for about a week and a half or two until stations are selling at or below their cost. That causes then stations to re-raise prices back to where they should have been. And I think that's going to happen later this week. So watch out for a big potential jump at the pump this week. It has nothing to do with the price of oil, but everything to do with the fact that prices plummeted very quickly.
So Gas Buddy had projected that the average national price at the pump on Thanksgiving dropped to about $3.02. Well, let's take it now. So to put things in perspective, as of today, the national average for a gallon of gas is right at $3. San Antonio's average for a gallon is $2.51, and the state average is $2.57. So again, don't be surprised if you see those prices going up. So if you're headed to work today, and if you have a tank that's less than half full, it may be a good idea to go ahead and fill up your tank. So again, Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy says you may even want to shop around to find a station that might be lower than $2.29, but I'll have you know that yesterday I needed to fill up, and I decided to listen to the advice of Patrick DeHaan instead of waiting to the last minute, but I saw $2.44 out there, nothing less than that, and it looks like it's gone up a little bit in our area. So yeah, definitely try to fill up this week.
Do need to fill up. You know, I'd be risking it. Like I look at the little gas mile, like it's like you got 20 miles to empty, and I'm like, I can make it to work in 19 miles. You know,
you're living on the edge.
I live on the edge. I shouldn't. I know it's a bad thing, but hey, if you're gonna gas up, do it while you can.
Isn't that a Seinfeld quote? There's an episode on Seinfeld.
Oh, where let's see how far we can go on the empty. The vehicle. Yeah. Good.
Well,
sorry, I throw back there.
Just
hopefully, not too many people are riding on empty on the
No,
roadway
definitely don't want that, because obviously if you're about to head outside, it is cold out there, so you're going to want to warm up the car, especially if you're headed out to the northwest side of town, where you may be stuck in a little bit of traffic over here, over by Bandera Road. For all of our folks that are headed out to parts of Helotes, seen some backups over by Bandera, Braun, and a little bit further down the road. This is going to be New Gilbo. So, of course, we got all of our folks headed to work north side right now, northwest side of town, and headed over to parts of Helotes as well, as we get all those students over at O'Connor High School a little bit further up the road, Brandeis. The Broncos out there over by the UTSA main campus. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that situation. Hey, 35 looks pretty good over here on the northeast side of town. This is actually a sight for sore eyes. We see traffic moving along, and we did have overnight construction. We also had a crash here earlier, so definitely some good news for our drivers right now northeast side. Now we are seeing a little bit of delays over here, 1604 Redland Road. Now we're starting to see a little bit of backup for our drivers that are going eastbound 1604 right there at Bulverde. So we don't have our camera available right now at Bulverde Road, but there is still reports of a stalled vehicle. It looks like this is causing about a 10 to 15 minute delay right now for many of our drivers on that side of town. So again, we'll continue to keep an eye on everything. Also want to remind our folks, hey, we got a Spurs game day, y'all. 7 o'clock tip-off versus the Memphis Grizzlies. So we are expecting traffic over by Houston Street, Commerce Street as well, I-35-10, because this will be kind of the tail end of our rush hour traffic. So be careful if you're headed out to the game, and go Spurs go.
Also, we're looking ahead to this weekend where the San Antonio Marathon is on the schedule. Almost 18,000 participants expected to take part in this. With so many people expected this weekend, organization held a press conference so the San Antonio police could share their plans to keep everyone safe during the race.
Our officers will be stationed throughout the route to direct traffic, assist spectators, and ensure the safety of both runners and the public. Their job is to keep things moving as efficiently as possible. So please be patient.
And for your San Antonio Marathon guide, we got a QR code ready for you. It just popped up on your screen. It's on our website where you'll find information on the race and events taking place, as well as the road closures and obviously the weather forecast.
Yeah, should be a fun event. And with the weather getting a little bit chillier, especially today, CPS Energy President and CEO Rudy Garza says the utility has prepared ahead of time should the weather turn ugly at any point during this winter. The utility is also reminding everyone to conserve energy and that CPS Energy will not disconnect accounts for non-payment during extreme weather.
And speaking of that winter weather, Christmas again is coming up. Santa Claus working overtime. He's taking those pictures with all of you right now. KSAT.com. We have a long list where you can catch Santa and get some family pictures taken. Some of those locations do require making a reservation, so heads up about that. But you need to make sure to call ahead before taking that trip.
Santa's a busy man. You got to plan ahead. But yes, visit our website for all the details. All right, temperatures at this hour. 10 in Omaha. It is 16 in Minneapolis. Serious cold air just about everywhere you go in the United States, with the exception being our friends down in Florida. It is 75, a very balmy 75 in Miami right now. But the rest of the country pretty much in the icebox here, and that includes here in Texas. We had that last system move through, brought down a lot of cold air. And most places are running below average, including here in San Antonio. Now, we will see a lot of these temperatures moderate here in the coming days, but another blast of cold air comes in on Thursday, and we'll be right back where we started. So we're in that pattern where we're getting more frequent fronts, and it's creating a lot of ups and downs. I do want to show you, though, as of this morning, there is a lot of rain and snow on the East Coast. There is going to be some snow in the Big Apple, I think, Philadelphia, right on that dividing line between snow and rain. And Boston's going to see some snow too. So busy up across the Northeast, not so much here. Temperatures right now 37 in San Antonio, 36 Converse, 34 Nixon, 37 in Gonzales, 35 Tarpley. It is cold all the way around, and we have wind chills to contend with as well. Feels like 31 here in San Antonio right now. Feels like 26 in Bernie, 32 in Castroville. And as I said earlier, I want to be very clear, we're not expecting to get down to freezing here in San Antonio this morning. We'll get close, but we're not going to drop down to that mark. 38 at 8 o'clock, 44 at 10 a.m. And by noontime, we're at 52, mostly sunny, 58 at 2 o'clock. And eventually we hit a high right around 59. So it turns out to be pretty nice during the afternoon. We'll see mostly clear skies throughout the day. Futurecast shows clouds do increase tomorrow. So this is 4 o'clock tomorrow. Front comes through Thursday morning. We get an overrunning situation. So showers, maybe even a few storms on Thursday, and a drizzle probably too. And then we'll get more of that perhaps on Friday before rain comes to an end. And then we get some clearing by the weekend. So to put it all together for you, 65 tomorrow, but 45 on Thursday. That's the big change. Stout north wind, drizzle, showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder. 50 on Friday, same story with some clearing late. And then we get much warmer weather by the weekend. 70 on Saturday, great for the marathon on Sunday. And another weak front that will knock temperatures back down at least a little bit Monday into Tuesday. All right, our Just Ask Justin question has to do with wind chill. We have some of that this morning. So what two components need to be met in order for there to be a wind chill. Does it need to be below 60, below 50, below 40, or below 32? And what kind of wind speed do you have to have? Right now, by a large margin, below 50 and above 3 miles per hour is winning. I'm guessing that's what you guys are going to go with.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yep.
But you knew that already.
Yep.
I am doing the old Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, phoning a friend. That would be our audience going B.
Clearly, I made this one too easy this morning, but yes. Below 50, and you have to have a wind speed above 3 miles per hour in order to have a wind chill. And there is the formula for wind chill.
Lord bless it.
What?
Yeah.
Man, shout out to whoever out there that answered this without Googling it or doing anything special, because I would have never been able to do
Well, I
this.
should have asked you what the formula was. You could have come up with that, right?
Justin.
Right off the dome.
Thanks, Justin. Okay, 6:52 right now, 37 degrees outside.
Okay, coming up in just a little bit on GMSA Plus, more talks of travel bans from the Department of Homeland Security, what they're eyeing to also put restrictions on.
Right, temperatures are in the mid-30s right now. We have wind chills in the low 30s. It's cold, it's chilly. We're going to be up around 44 by 10 o'clock, 52 noon time. It does warm up pretty nicely this afternoon, 59 with mostly sunny skies. It's a little warmer tomorrow, 65, but know that we're going to run into some much colder weather, gusty winds, showers, maybe even a few rumbles of thunder Thursday, and maybe even lingering into Friday before we warm back up this weekend, RJ.
All right, Justin, thank you very much for that. 6:56 right now. Let's get you out the door safely. I want to focus right now on the downtown area where we're starting to see a lot more activity, especially 10 over by the Provan area. They're going to be south of King William, south of Southtown. Reports of a stalled vehicle. Traffic moving into the downtown area from 35, moving pretty slow there. Quick check here at all of our folks, all of our drivers on the northwest side of town. Things looking pretty good out there. We're going to give you the very latest traffic, news, weather coming up. GMSA Plus in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.